What is up guys, it is Zach Vlogs, and today we have a camera comparison between the iPhone 7 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy S7. So without further ado, let's break down the specs on these cameras. First on our list we have the iPhone 7 Plus, which for its rear facing camera has a 12 megapixel 1/3 inch sensor that is paired with a 28mm f1.8 lens, as well as a secondary 56mm f2.8 lens. Phase detection autofocus, and for a front-facing camera we have a 7 megapixel camera. Moving on to the S7, we are given a 12 megapixel 1/2.5 inch sensor for the rear camera, which is a bit larger than the iPhone, whereas we're only stuck with one lens on the S7, a 26mm f1.7 lens, so you will not be getting that longer focal length of the 56mm included on the iPhone. We are given phase detection autofocus and a 5 megapixel 1/4.1 inch censored front facing camera. Next we're going to move on to our 4K video test, which was shot at 30 FPS, and both cameras were put on a tripod, the same tripod in the same position, and the footage you are seeing came straight from the camera, no post-processing whatsoever. In our first example here, it is my observation that the iPhone 7 is sharper in the foreground, but the S7 is sharper in the background, and the iPhone 7 has a bit of a warmer color profile in this sample. In our next example here, you can see that the iPhone 7 overexposed this tree a bit, while the S7 underexposed it a bit. I'm going to leave the detail up to you guys. Tell me in the comments section which you think is sharper. Here we have some desert grass. On the S7, we can see that it chooses a warmer color profile, while I would say the iPhone 7 chooses a more real-to-life profile. When it comes to detail, when you look at the in-focus areas, I would say the S7 is a bit better, but if so, not by much. Here we are at this waterfall, where I think the S7 continues to prevail when it comes to sharpness, whereas I think the iPhone 7 chose a better color profile for the waterfall. In this sample, I would say the sharpness is very close, and the S7 continues to hold its more processed, warmer look. Next, we are going to move on to our slow motion test. Both were shot in 1080p at 60 FPS on both cameras, and slowed down in post-processing as opposed to in phone. Honestly, in this first slow motion example, I don't think the iPhone 7 has a chance, just because of the extreme amount of noise in the orange wall above my friend lifting. It's funny how after the win on that last one, the S7 really loses it here. It's always hunting for focus. Focus was set on the weight plates. The S7 is always hunting, whereas the iPhone 7 locks on and never lets go. We will be moving on to our low light / noise test, which was shot in 4K at 30 FPS, both cameras in auto. With the cameras in auto, we can see that the iPhone 7 performed better and showed less noise, whereas the S7, if you put it in Pro mode, you could lower the ISO and keep your noise down, but the iPhone 7 did that automatically. For our next subject, we'll be talking about autofocus on these cameras. This test was performed by focusing on an object that was both close and far away. Once it locked onto the faraway object, I would tap on the closer object for it to begin focusing there, and vice versa. I think it's pretty clear who wins this autofocus battle. The Samsung Galaxy S7 just tears apart the iPhone 7. This is most likely due to the new dual pixel autofocus system that they have adopted that works very well at acquiring focus. Next up we have the photo test, where I'm going to stop talking and let you guys look at the photos and tell me what you think in the comments section down below. I'll turn up the music for you guys. that's going to conclude this comparison, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. This is my first tech review that I've ever done, and I think it came together pretty well. Let me know what you guys think below. Please feel free to drop a like if you liked the video, and subscribe for more.